It's lights out, we're racing in the Dutch TT here in 2025. It's a brilliant start from Bagnaia from the middle of that front row. He's going to lead the field into the first corner, going around the outside of Alex into turn one is Marc. Out the seat was Morbidelli on the 21 Pertamina Enduro VR4060 caddy. Quattararo from pole is back in fourth, but it is Bagnaia that leads.
Yeah, that moment for Morbidelli saved Quattararo's start a little bit because he was plummeting back down the order, nearly ran into the back of Morbidelli, but managed to rescue it. The pole sitter fourth. It's a factory Ducati 1-3. Alex Marquez second with a different Ducati to look at this time.
We've got Chantra and one of the Trackhouse bike, Agura. Well, those two are real good pals, aren't they? Former teammates in Honda Team Asia, Chantra and Agura in early drama at turn 5.
Poor starts for the likes of Fabio Di Gianantonio, who's down into 10th place. He's not making the kind of progress that he made in the sprint yesterday. Morbidelli, the other VR46 Ducati 7th. Miguel Oliveira, potentially involved in that Agura clash further back, has got damage to his Yamaha.
He'll be sick of anniversary liveries, won't he, Miguel Oliveira? Remember in the British Grand Prix last year when MotoGP 7 celebrated his 75th anniversary, when he was riding for Trackhouse at the time, he crashed in the first lap then, an incident involving his teammate Raul Fernandez. Bagnaia then has made the perfect start. Back at the front here in Aspel, though, for how much longer? Because Alex Marquez levels him almost, going through turn 13 into the final sector on this opening lap. Bagnaia will lead into the Timor chicane, attacking Quattararo on the brakes is Bezzecchi. Lovely from Bez, third in the sprint yesterday. He's up to fourth. Yeah,
he won't want to sit behind that Yamaha for longer than he needs to if he's got pace to go forwards on that Aprilia. The situation at the front unchanged. Marc Marquez now does go through on Alex Marquez into second place. The race continues at the front and it's now a factory Ducati 1-2.
Just look at that curve camera there on the inside of turn 13, just gives you an indication of just the sort of jaw-dropping speed that these MotoGP bikes are carrying through this fast Assen circuit.
Bezzecchi through on Alex Marquez. Alex Marquez dropping a place into the Timor chicane, and the Aprilia now moves up into the podium positions, and Acosta looking to add some further punishment to the Gresini rider.
At the end of lap 1, Bez got Quattararo into the Timor chicane. On lap 2, he's moved up into third place by Alex Marquez. Not easy pickings at all, are they, those two? For Bez, but he's made it look easy into turn 16. Keep an eye on Bezzecchi. First MotoGP podium was right here 3 years ago in 2022, and he's up for this with that new Aprilia rear aero.
Yellow flags have come out again in this first sector as Pedro Acosta's now getting on the inside of Alex Marquez, who's getting beaten up in these first 3.5 laps. But Alex Marquez now back down to 5th place. He's got an Aprilia and a KTM ahead of him.
Marc Marquez from a long way back. Marc, with the element of surprise, lunges on the inside of Bagnaia into the Timor chicane. So Marc leads this Grand Prix for the first time. Bagnaia, what have you got?
Can he fight back straight away? No, he can't. So Marc Marquez takes the lead definitively at the start of lap 6 of 26. And Marc Marquez, generally, when he gets to the front of a race, he stays there. Can Bagnaia fight back, or is Bezzecchi going to deal further damage to his VR46 Academy friend?
Yeah, Bagnaia's got trouble ahead and behind him, hasn't he, as they concentrate. This time around it's Alex Marquez who's got the inside line, and once again there's more contact. Oh, well, they were rubbing. Whoa! Alex Marquez has crashed out. He had just rubbed shoulders, locked onto the Costa for the second time in a couple of laps. Those two have had contact on the exit of turn 5, and Alex Marquez goes down. There's a big puff of smoke. I think the front just locked up on the fast change direction, and nothing that Alex could do.
Here is how Alex Marquez exited this Grand Prix.
Yeah, you can see, look how much contact they have. They're rubbing, aren't they? Shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Nasty one that, wasn't it? Involving Alex Marquez. Here comes Bezzecchi. Well, this is his third victim into the Timor chicane. He's made already moves on Alex Marquez, Fabio Quattararo, and now it's Bagnaia who comes on through.
Of course, we have seen Marco Bezzecchi win a Grand Prix already this season at Silverstone. That one was assisted by some unreliability up ahead. He wants to win this one fair and square on the racetrack. Can he now get on terms with Marc Marquez in the lead?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a great shout, a great chance, isn't it, as far as Bezzecchi's concerned. This is the incident involving...
That's why Quartararo went off.
Oh, Aldeguer had the massive high side. Huge high side. He had a big scare, didn't he, on this weekend. Joan Mir, nothing that Mir could do about that. That's horrible. Back at the front, 0.4 of a second and a little bit more is the gap between Marquez and Bezzecchi.
It'd be interesting to see Bagnaya's lap time at the end of this lap. Is he able to just zoom up to the back of Marquez and Bezzecchi now that he's cleared Acosta's KTM? One KTM lost a position, the other one is gaining one. Here comes Maverick Vinales now passing Frankie Morbidelli. The top four have now well and truly distanced themselves from this three-way battle for fifth, which now led by Vinales. Bezzecchi sideways through turn 12. Maybe not quite as impressive as Fabien Aldeguer on Friday, but not bad at all.
How hard's he pushing? How hard's Marc pushing Bezzecchi to hang in there in that second place? Bezzecchi is like one of those Jack Russells that's just constantly nipping around your ankles here, isn't he? Lap 20 underway here as Morbidelli takes the not optimal route through the Timor chicane. I think there was a head shake from Di Giannantonio there, and we're saying, well, he's got to lose a certain amount of time here now, hasn't he?
He's going to lose a second, otherwise he'll pick up a long lap penalty, and penalties and Frankie Morbidelli have kind of gone hand in hand recently. Digia went for the move on the inside of the Gert Timor chicane. There's plenty of VR46 history in that particular chicane, and Frankie Morbidelli took the Valentino route through the chicane. It kept him in 6th place, but surely he'll have to give that one up.
And that means Frankie Morbidelli, well, he's becoming a bit of a frequent visitor right now, isn't he, to the long lap. He was in it last weekend for the aggressive move on Vinales in Mugello, and he's going to be back in it here in Assen.
This will irritate Di Giannantonio, and I suspect the team as well, because now all he's doing is holding Fabio Di Giannantonio up. And in fairness, they're not in danger of chasing down Maverick Vinales. He's rushed 2.5 seconds up the road, but Di Giannantonio is staring at the back of a fellow VR46 Ducati that is there only for the time being before he serves a long lap penalty. And the team will wish that he could just get out of Digi's way here.
Bezzecchi is doing plenty to occupy the mind of Marc Marquez at the front of this Grand Prix, but also something for Marc to be wary of. He has just got a track limits warning.
Try again, Fabio.
Di Giannantonio this time around will find safe passage through on Frankie Morbidelli. Has Bagnaia got anything late on for his great pal Marco Bezzecchi? Those two, of course, are real good buddies off track. They do so much trash talking back at the VR46 ranch in Tavulia. Morbidelli then, as we can see, or as we saw, he has successfully completed his long lap penalty.
Alex Marquez, unfortunately, the news is bad for him. A left hand fracture. Bad news gets even worse for the 73.
Awful news in particular. Well, it was awful news anyway, but our next port of call in MotoGP is the Saxon Ring, which is basically left, 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 left.
Has Marc Marquez just about got enough pace? Is he just able to keep Marco Bezzecchi at arm's length? And of course, 20 very useful points here for Marco Bezzecchi. Sure, he wouldn't want to lose a podium, but the potential incentive up ahead of him is just so tantalising to take a victory here at the Cathedral of Speed and a potential second win of 2025. Bagnaia looks like he's nailed down in 3rd place, but with 1 lap to go, Marc Marquez has 7 tenths to play with.
Yeah, well, we had Dutch royalty here this week. Kim Willem Alexander of the Netherlands was here as part of Assen's 100th celebrations, or 100-year celebrations. This has been a performance fit for a king by Marc Marquez so far as he starts this final lap. 7 tenths clear of Bezzecchi. Barring any late disasters, barring any late drama, I was just about to say, surely he is going to equal Italian legend Giacomo Agostini's MotoGP win tally of 68. Into the final sector we go then. He's not had this feeling in 6 long years as he's about to win 3 successive MotoGP races for the first time since 2019. He powers the factory Ducati through the final chicane, and Marc Marquez wins the Dutch TT here in Assen.
Marc Marquez made it 68 career Grand Prix wins, tying Agostini for the second most of all time. Bezzecchi chased the number 93 on his way to P2, Bagnaia finishing P3, 2 seconds behind the pair to round out the podium positions.